Okay, well, no Beethoven radio hour will be complete unless we include music for solo piano. And again, as with the string quartet, the repertoire that Beethoven created for solo piano is just enormous. It's truly monumental. In fact, I think in many ways, what Beethoven did with the piano really is what cements him as one of the great composers of all time, and perhaps one of those top couple piano composers of all time as well. Just a remarkable accomplishment in the piano sonatas, the piano concertos, the chamber music involving piano. When I hear this music, I wish I was a good pianist. Let's just put it that way. But since I'm not the greatest pianist in the world, I enjoy listening to this music. And so I wanted to include just a couple different interpretations of Beethoven at the piano. The first one is going to be a sonata movement that I really love. It's from the G major sonata, opus 14, number 2, the Andante movement. And it's just such a wonderful, easygoing piece of music. And I love the way that Richard Good, who I mentioned earlier, can kind of capture that sense of ease, Beethoven sort of moving towards the Biedermeier in his style. And I think it's just worth having one of his recordings here, because if you're going to own a set of complete Beethoven piano sonatas, you might as well start with his and go from there. But then we're going to take a complete change of direction and hear another sonata, a movement from another sonata performed by the pianist James Rhodes. This will be the opus 31, number 3. And he plays the scherzo. Again, one of my favorite Beethoven piano pieces. It's so interesting in this work how Beethoven uses the range of the piano and kind of gets into particular timbres of the instrument. I think picking up in a lot of ways on Bach by doing that. Bach would do that quite frequently with the harpsichord, and Beethoven really does it with the piano in this piece. And James Rhodes is just a fascinating character. If you don't know his interpretations, you should check him out. He's really creative guy, had some interesting personal struggles which he's put out there right alongside his musical career. And this recording in particular comes from a neat album of all kinds of different pieces from different composers. It's a fascinating listen, and I like the energy that he brings to this particular scherzo. And then we'll finish our piano section with possibly my favorite piano recording of Beethoven's music, and that is the Diabelli Variations as recorded by Friedrich Gulda. And Gulda, of course, is a really interesting pianist. If you don't know his work, he's worth checking out, both in terms of his style and in terms of the types of projects that he pursued. He was pretty well known for Beethoven performances, but did a lot of other interesting stuff. This particular approach to the Diabelli Variations is not without some elegance, but that's not what it's about. It has a certain kind of raw power and almost kind of a Glenn Gouldian orthodoxy to it. I think that would be the pianist I would kind of compare Friedrich Gulda to, just to help you get ready to listen to this. Not that they play stylistically the same way, but they have sort of each a sort of stylistic orthodoxy that's fascinating, maddening at sometimes, but still really compelling to listen to. I mean, if nothing else, Friedrich Gulda's playing will make you think. And of course, Diabelli Variations is just an absolutely remarkable achievement in the history of variation writing. And Beethoven was one of the great composers of variations, and this may be his best set of variations. So that's another reason to find the piece and the recording pretty fascinating. So we'll let you hear a little bit of Beethoven piano and then come back with some really fun surprises to close out the hour.